hailing Satan like that.
Right.
I'm over that
Alex
shit.
has never been a fan of the devil.
No, get out of here.
Ready or Not is a 2019 horror comedy film directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. The story revolves around newlywed Grace, who on the night of her wedding discovers the wealthy family she's married into has a strange tradition. They play a game in honor of their gaming empire, and Grace pulls the one deadly game of hide and seek and is told to hide till dawn because her life depends on it.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, to be honest, we've both seen this film several times at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We did this episode previously when we were just audio only, so we just kind of wanted to redo this again so we would have a clips version, but these are different entirely because we delved a little bit more into the plot and the Faustian deal in the original episode. It was quite lengthy.
Just a little bit. There was a lot of information.
Yeah. I remember I did several Reddit stories about people claiming that they had made a deal with the devil, and that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, just definitely all happened for sure.
Yeah. So this is more movie focused, and we'll have some fun clips, but I wanted to ask, in your opinion, what makes this movie rewatchable for you?
Well, it's interesting you ask me that question, because this time I was not about it.
Okay.
I was I've seen this, like I said, 4 or 5 times now, and I was just, I don't know. This time around, I was like, okay, I know what's happening. Let's get to it. So I feel like it's not as rewatchable as I maybe initially thought.
Okay. Is it sad that I agree?
No, I get it. I 100% get it, because halfway through, I was like, are we almost done?
Yeah, and I mean, I still like some of the comedy points about it, but I think it becomes glaringly obvious. I feel like there's a couple plot holes that we'll go over, or things that you could probably change up to make this a little bit easier to absorb as a horror comedy rather than just comedy. Because sometimes I even struggle to think this is horror at all, if you really think about it. The deaths are geared so funny most of the time that it's oh, well, it's fine.
Yeah, that's the problem. Not a problem with horror comedy, because I love horror comedy. Let's get that out of the way. I just feel like sometimes it's more geared to the comedy, to where it's just comedy in a ridiculously dangerous situation, and that's what makes it horror, not necessarily adding those horror elements, if that makes sense.
Right. It's funny because I went from first watch, just okay, hard to follow all of these people. I just couldn't
I remember that.
comprehend the family dynamic. I couldn't remember who was who, why anybody was there. And then the second time around, I was really enjoyed it. And I thought all of the funny moments hit. And now the third time, I'm just meh.
You went from ooh,
yeah, and
I
back
feel
to
I feel like I started at the top, and it's just been each time kind of just
really okay
going down a little bit. And I think that's just the nature of knowing how a movie goes sometimes. If you see some movies are really great, but they're a 1-2 time watch, and then you're done with them. And unfortunately, I feel like this movie is getting there. I don't have an appetite to watch this again anytime soon.
Yeah, got you. Well, I think there was a little bit more time in between our first and second watch. So it wasn't we completely had forgotten. But in this case, we're oh, God, dust this off again and do that.
Let's do it again.
Not saying it's a bad movie.
No, it's really good. It's just...
Yeah, and I'm still looking forward to the sequel. I want to know what they're going to do with that.
Oh,
I think it's just getting a little tired. If you had to rewatch it, this wouldn't be the movie I would put on my island to rewatch every day.
Yeah, agreed 100%.
So, out of Survive the Night storylines, do you consider the plot unique? Because I know you do love a Survive the Night story.
I do. So here's the thing. I think it's interesting with the game mechanic, they pulled the game, I love that shit. I don't and I've mentioned this time and time again, the whole Hail Satan shit. We know how I feel about that. Not my favorite thing. I don't like the culty weird stuff in terms of not cults altogether, but cults hailing Satan that.
Right.
I'm over that
Alex
shit.
has never been a fan of the devil.
No, get out of here.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
But I do like the idea of this curse, essentially, and they're forced to play this game or they'll die. That part I like. I think that's interesting because it adds that supernatural element as opposed to just like, well, let's hunt down this person and kill him.
Right. Speaking of like the game mechanism too, so they could have picked any game, like I think they said out of the two other people that had joined the family.
I got chess.
I got Old Maid. Seriously, what the fuck is Old Maid?
So with Grace pulling hide and seek, why do you think of all the games, hide and seek is the only one that requires a sacrifice?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, maybe because like to me, the other games they don't matter. Like why?
Yeah, like you might as well just like pull
play?
the card and be like, well, you're good. We don't actually have to do this at all.
Yeah, because there's no consequence to winning, losing, etc. It's just forcing someone to play. So I don't know if like hide and seek is destined to be pulled once a generation type situation.
Maybe.
And then that's just a way to kick off that sacrifice. It's just I think I had this same criticism when we talked about it last time. Full disclosure, I did not listen back to our episode because I wanted to, again, not be...
Yeah, I wanted to have the fresh perspective either, so I'm not sure if we're repeating ourselves either at this point.
Right. But I feel like all the games should be life or death.
Yeah.
Where in the sense of like versions of these older games where like Saw Trap, where you can survive, but hide and seek is the one where someone has to die kind of a thing, where there's still like danger and so associated with all the games, but this one is the most dangerous in the sense of you have to die kind of a thing.
Right. Because they show this intro too that I like watching because it's kind of like the evolution of this gaming empire. So I like to think of like all of the different capabilities of how those games could go wrong, essentially. But when it comes down to hide and seek being the only one that guarantees a death or they'll die, then it's like, oh, well. I feel like too with a demon making this sort of deal, he would be that patient to wait out. Like, how often do you have a new family member join you? So
what if they decide they don't want to get married?
Right. What if you only have one kid, they don't get married, and then the line dies with them? So that's what I was kind of thinking too. Could they have just lived in sin, basically, and lived like there would have never been an issue?
It happened to my great uncle. He got married. He didn't play a game. Next morning, he died. His wife too. Same thing happened to my cousin Rachel. Same thing happened to a bunch of people that I never even met before. I know. No. There are rules. You can't just elope. You have to have the wedding here, and you have to play the fucking game.
What happens if you don't get married at all? What happens if you elope out of the country? Like, I want to know all these different scenarios. I also kind of wanted to watch the flashback of somebody knowing, like, it would be really interesting, I think, to watch Charity getting indoctrined into the family because she's, like, actually excited to be there, be part of it. So,
the one family who got married not at the house and they died. That's interesting that the whole family didn't die because there's such stakes. Like, they make sure that they play the game. And we find out at the end of this game that Grace survives. They all die, but they didn't die when the other family got married outside of the house. So, like, what are the rules on forcing them to play?
Where does the family tree separate into the port that... Yeah, because wouldn't they have had to go and be like, we need to desperately play this game, man?
Yeah. Apparently not.
I just found it surprising that out of all of them, like, hide and seek is the only one that requires the sacrifice. And like, what are the odds that you'd pull that?
I feel like it's rigged. Like, it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe like every 3 people.
Yeah, like
he's let's do some hide and seek now. Yeah. I always do find it charming that none of the family can get it right.
Oh my God.
Like, they know this is super important. They have to be doing this. And they're like, let me look up instructions on how to work this crossbow.
I mean,
especially Emilie.
What's that? Oh, I forgot my gun.
Okay, girl. No more fuck-ups. You're a winner. You got that?
Right.
Emily's a mess.
I'd be Emilie because, like, okay, first of all, they probably assume this card's not going to get pulled. What are the odds you have to basically trained to hunt somebody down because that's what's happening. And they're probably like, oh, how hard could it be? But like, probably really hard. Like, I couldn't imagine this being an easy task by any means.
Right. And like, what if you got some sort of Home Alone-esque ingenue or something that was going to like set it up so terribly? I mean, Grace is actually a formidable opponent as well. She gets away from them, obviously. So who's to say who'd you go up against? So you'd think there would be a little bit of background knowledge just in case this happens, since your whole family is riding on it.
They should have. But however, they did not.
And I think it's definitely an interesting indicator of the laziness of like that entitlement and stuff, thinking that it's not going to happen, thinking, well, whether or not it's actually even real, because the current generation, like Daniel and Finch and all of them, they're kind of like, whatever. Only Charity is really excited to actually be participating.
Charity needs help. I mean, she needs to talk to somebody because she's ready, locked, and loaded. And honestly, she'd be so happy if she was the one to kill Grace. So she has other issues we need to unpack here, but otherwise, we're not even sure if this is real.
Right. They're all like, okay, well, we're going to go hunt Grace, like get the weapons, get the cloaks. Charity's already ready. Charity's already wearing the cloak. She got her weapon. She's ready.
She's like, I dreamed of this.
Right. And I do think it's interesting, too, that like Daniel told her ahead of time and she's like, yeah, let's do it. Like, like I'm not going to pull hide and seek. I'm going to have to play hide and seek. It'll be fun.
And say less.
Like
It's nothing. There's just something I'm very excited that I can't. Is there a party? What? No.
I feel like that's still a big odd that you would have to run for your life, essentially. And she was like so excited at the opportunity to be part of this wealthy family. She's like, that's fine.
Well,
I might as well be dead otherwise. So
yeah, because she's like, you remember where I came from.
Girl, we don't.
Tell us more. But I don't know how many games there are, because that will really determine what your chances of pulling hide and seek.
True.
Because if there's like 3 games, then okay, 33.3% chance. But if there's like 100 games, well, girl, that's only 1%.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Interesting. Also, I thought with the success to failure rate of the family, they really should have taken advantage that Grace had no idea that this was going to be a game for her life. She just went off like, no, I won't hide all night. That's silly. And like she even cheers Mr. LaBelle and like everyone's like, okay.
But when does she cheers him?
Yeah, because she thinks they're just going to all play hide and seek for funsies. And
yeah, no, girl.
And she's like, cheers to Mr. LaBelle. Like, that was such a fun story. And everyone's like, okay.
I mean, look, who would believe this?
Right.
Ain't nobody.
Obviously.
Obviously. So I feel like they could have like found her and like, oh, you win, and then just kill her. Like, you didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, they said they needed to use the weapons.
Yeah, but then they give that up, too, after a while. They're like, well, this is hard, so...
Anything you could do to kill her. So, yeah, they could have utilized the fact that she didn't believe it.
Didn't know until Emilie fucks up and kills somebody else. That's not her.
Oh, God, Emilie.
Oh, Emilie.
She's my favorite.
Yes, I love her.
This is Clara.
Does she look like she's wearing a giant white wedding dress, Emilie?
So I wanted to get into what's up with Alex. He and Daniel seem on the same page of going against the family, but he ultimately turns on Grace in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this coming? Did you think that, like, I know we've already seen it before, but did you initially think that he would be trying to get her out of this because he was so tentative about marrying her in the beginning anyway?
I don't know. I really can't recall if I saw. I'm not surprised. Let's put it that way. Like, it makes sense that he did that. As much as I obviously disagree with it, I'm not surprised that he does. Because it's a good twist, I guess. But also he is afraid of what could happen if they don't kill her. So I'm not surprised by it. What about you?
I just always forget how long he seems to be like wanting to get Grace out. And then I think by the time he finds out that Daniel died, but it wasn't even really Grace's fault. Charity shot him, I think. And then his mom dies as well. Then he's like, well, you've ruined my family. So
Yeah.
no, it doesn't matter. You can
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, you could die now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it.
I feel like, too, when I saw the conversation about Helene and the dad talking while Alex is knocked out and tied up, trying to help Grace escape, they're talking about how
he only has to accept the truth.
What truth is that?
That he is meant to lead this family, not run from it.
He's hated our pact from the very start. He's the good son. Do you remember that?
And why is he the only one of us who has ever seen Mr. LaBelle in his chair?
And I swear when they walk out of the room, he kind of like smiles like he knows he's the chosen one or something, but maybe he's just smiling to himself because he's about to get out. But who knows?
Yeah. I don't know.
I just thought it was interesting. Also, do we think that the staff has any other motivation to participate aside from getting paid? The butler seems especially keen to get Grace back when she escapes. And I just thought out of all the people she ran into, one of them would have been like, just go. Like, I didn't see anything.
You'd think, but my theory is that they hired psychopaths, serial killers, and the like to be the ones to work at the house, because getting someone to agree to this, unless they force them to make a pact with the family, like if we go down, you go down kind of a thing, like with Mr. LaBelle. So I think they're either just evil people to begin with, or they somehow use a ritual of some sort to get them on the same page as them.
I'm not sure, too, if maybe they implied that now that we know that there's more of them in the sequel, that there's like a whole council of these people, that maybe if something were to happen to them and it got out that the help helped them escape, that they would come after them to kill them.
Yeah. They had to have been like locked in somehow. Like, if you don't do this, we will kill you ourselves, or somebody's going to kill you. You have to.
I just thought it was funny because the one maid, or, she says she's not even a maid. Somebody likes the way she dances or something. She's like hiding in this dumbwaiter.
I don't understand what's going on.
Okay, I need to be quiet, okay? Because they're looking for me. They're not looking for you. So come on. Please. She's over here.
She just immediately goes like, oh yeah, I know what to do.
I'm trained for this.
Right.
She's here.
When talking about the ending online, Reddit user states, another reason that I don't find the ending to be interesting is that I thought the ending somehow contradicts the main idea of the movie. A big part of the movie is about opposing the demonic belief, the curse, the satanic superstition, the out-of-date traditions. But in the end of the movie, the members of the family still die because they violated the rule, meaning that the curse is still a thing. Well, if I compose or orchestrate the ending, I would let the family win, meaning they killed Grace, but they have to pay a huge price for blindly abiding by satanic belief. So I guess they're saying that they believe that this is a curse and they'll have to kill Grace because they don't want to die. But I believe what they're saying, they would have had to like gone to jail or something would have happened to them because maybe the curse isn't true.
No.
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 I mean, I do think the ending is funny and shocking and stuff like that. So I don't know if I would have wanted it to go that way either.
I guess I don't get the point. They said the whole idea of the movie is about opposing the demonic belief. But is that the point of the movie?
I mean, it's a fair point that Alex is saying that they believe, like the family believes that they have to kill Grace by dawn, otherwise something will happen to them. But if we're on like the team of Alex and Grace trying to get out of that, we're assuming they're just being superstitious because they've always done this and they're wrong. And so what if they just took themselves out of the equation and let them believe what they want to believe, but they're not going to kill Grace kind of thing?
Oh, well, that's not what happened. That's not the point. They fell for it. They went along with it. And ultimately it was right. So I don't, I feel like I just don't agree with that personally.
Somebody replied too that you do get to see them question that belief when it doesn't, when it's not instantaneously they die. So you kind of get to have your cake and eat it too, that they all think that they're wrong. And then all of a sudden they just start exploding. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you do get a little sense of that, and they're like, our bad, and then they pull.
Right.
So they pull
because they are like apologetic at first. They're like, "But what do we do with this? Like, we didn't mean it. Like,
yeah, it was just a game. We were just having some fun. It's not even a big deal.
Yeah,
okay, bye.
You won. Like, and then I wanted to get into symbols for the movie. On this article, Medium, Ready or Not, The Devil's in the Details says, interesting notes about Mr. LaBelle. Their name is an anagram of Belial, the Hebrew terminology which characterized the wicked or the worthless. To include this is the name of the angel cast out of heaven after Lucifer, who was one of the first to revolt against God. Their name is oftentimes conflated with the devil, lies, and cunning. Or, Mr. LaBelle's name also refers to the other demonic figure known as Baal or the deity Baal, which was often described as being multi-faced. That's some ingenious writing when the Domas family themselves are also very two-faced. Thus, it's very apropos that the family would intertwine their destiny with an equally avaricious creature that loves deceit and the thrill of a game well played.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, I like that. It kind of gives you a little bit more backstory about like how this family was drawn together with Mr. LaBelle, because we do get that interesting backstory of how their great-grandfather played a game with LaBelle, and then all of a sudden this deal was struck to make their family this formidable gaming company.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you sell your soul to be a pop star or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like the same line of demonic activity,
Right,
if you will.
exactly. Honestly, more though, because they also have to tell their families, so it's like a group project that everyone has to participate in down the line. By the way,
yeah,
I set up this thing for you.
Thanks for dragging me in this. I want nothing to do with this, but I guess I'm fucked. Thanks for nothing.
Another site, Dark Film Theories, Ready or Not Theories, meaning explanation and themes. The hide-and-seek ritual symbolizes how marriage can force people, especially women, to conform to a partner's family's expectations, losing parts of themselves in the process. Ready or Not literalizes this as a fight for Grace's identity. Grace spends most of the film physically and symbolically shedding the bridal dress, the perfect wife identity, in order to survive. The family sees marriage not as love, but as indoctrination. They don't want a daughter-in-law, they want a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. And I remember the costume designer for this movie, the different iterations of the dress like coming off.
Yeah, I did look at our previous notes a little bit, and I saw there was like 37 different versions or something of this wedding dress, which is crazy. But I also do like that transformation, like especially when she realizes that they're going to be trying to kill her, and she starts like ripping it apart. And makeshifting it for her terrible hand wound.
Oh my god!
Out of the goat pit. That's awful.
That's so bad.
Yes.
No good. But yeah, I like the metamorphosis, if you will, from the whole idea you mentioned. You know, like being the perfect wife to becoming something new there.
Right. Yeah. Destroying the dress to literal nth degree, honestly, because it's like completely covered in blood by the time she's at the end.
Blood, mud, all of it.
And then one more, LaBelle may not reward obedience. He may reward authenticity. The family believes that the ritual is mandated, but Grace's survival and LaBelle's approval not imply that the real test is whether individuals will cling to a corrupt system or break from it. Daniel tries to subvert the ritual. Alex wavers. Grace consistently chooses her own integrity. The family's explosion may reflect not the breaking of a contract, but that they misunderstood the contract entirely. No. I don't think so either.
No, because that family blew up because they didn't even play a game. Like, if that was the case, they could have just said, no, I ain't playing this game. They didn't play the game, but they died.
Yeah, and I don't think it was like, this is what I wanted all along. I think LaBelle's like, good on you for doing this. It wasn't like
like, good job for defeating them.
You did exactly what you were supposed to do. Right.
Yeah, because I will say, I will agree if, you know, LaBelle probably hates his fucking family. Probably just like, they're so annoying. I hate these people. Thank you for actually taking them out. Like, he's abiding by... I don't have to keep
on following up on this.
Yeah, he's like, I actually hated them. Like, thank you.
Yeah, right.
That's what I could see for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I think we talked about this in our previous episode about it as well, that non-family is worthless to them.
You're just another sacrifice. You're another goat.
And to the point where they've completely broken her by the end when she has the knife. They had just tied her to the ritual table and they were about to stab her. And then she gets loose. She's basically like balking at them like a goat.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's not even like saying anything or really even screaming. It's just like, ah.
She has gone feral.
Yes.
And rightfully so, because I would be as well.
Yeah, honestly. I would have no words. It would just be a bunch of garbage, I would say.
That would 100% be me.
And I wanted to get a little into the sequel since we are anticipating it coming out this year. After surviving an all-out attack from the Domas family, Grace discovers she's reached the next level of the nightmarish game, and this time with her estranged sister Faith by her side. To survive, Grace must keep Faith alive and claim the high seat of the council that controls the world. 4 rival families are also hunting her for the throne, and whoever wins will rule it all. So I thought that was an interesting little spin that I grasped from the trailer, that they're like, if you rule, like, you'll get to keep all of it, and we'll all just die, I guess, and maybe that means she'll have a contract with the Baal, or
I don't know. I'm very confused. I'm curious to see what
like how they'll explain this. Yeah,
like what? Okay, just because this family messed up doesn't mean why are you guys pulled into this?
I guess because she knows what happened, and there are other families like them. I think that's what she could have taken from that, but
Yeah,
I don't know if she even knew.
Yeah, but like, okay, so what if Grace knows about this? No one's gonna believe her.
Right.
Like, who cares? Like,
That is true.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see like what this all means.
Yeah, I hope that they play a little closer to the chest so then we can find out with her rather than let's know all of it and then go in and play another game of hide and seek. So hopefully we can find that out with them. So Grace's sister will be included. Do you think it's a plot hole that she wasn't even mentioned in the first movie?
No, I mean, they say she's estranged, so
Yeah.
not really.
And she does mention being a foster kid. I just found it odd that like she didn't say, like, oh, I wish my sister was here or anything like that. And I'm sure it's because they didn't know that they were going to get a sequel.
For sure. So they couldn't have anticipated that, but I don't think it's weird that she didn't mention it because in my mind, they could have had this conversation like prior, the night before, like, oh, I really wish my whole family, or, whatever that looks like.
True.
So,
That's true.
I mean, in the world, they could have talked about that.
Yeah.
It just wasn't shown on screen.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you think it's a little too late because there's been so many years between the movie to start up basically, well, we're assuming right where she left off back in 2019, essentially?
What's the question? You think it's too late?
Like, it's too far apart to have a sequel.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I wondered because I think that was a complaint I read online that it's been a little too long, that maybe there wouldn't be enough interest for the sequel because it's like a 5-year gap or more at this point.
That's not that. I mean, it's long, but it's not that long. It's not like 30 years later you get a new movie. Like, I don't know.
Like some franchises.
Yeah, like, I mean, we're getting a Gremlins sequel, and like
That's true.
Ghostbusters had a revival. Like, yeah, those are probably bigger franchises than Ready or Not, but I'm not surprised if anything really gets a sequel these days. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't like a 20-year gap or anything like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of it, too, with the delay was due to COVID and, all the actor strikes and stuff going on in that span of time, like from, 2020 to, 2022, 23. So technically, if you, erase that time, 3 years, not
exactly. Just pretend that didn't happen. It's fine.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to point out, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Elijah Wood will be included in the cast as part of the rival family/council. I did see in the trailer, Sarah Michelle Gellar does get a nice, stab into Grace, kind of Buffy-esque, it seemed. I was like, ooh.
I saw people were saying that was definitely homage to Buffy, which I love Buffy, don't get me wrong. First of all, I love Sarah Michelle Gellar, period, everything she's in. But at what point are we going to, let the Buffy thing go? Not everything has to be a callback to Buffy. I'm like, okay,
honestly,
I guess.
I mentioned that both of them will be in it. Charlie went from having absolutely no interest in the first movie to being like, I am definitely going to see the second movie now. So
because of Elijah Wood?
Because of Elijah Wood and Sarah Michelle.
Oh, okay.
He really does like Buffy. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. At first I was like Sarah Michelle Gellar, and then I was like, oh, and Elijah Wood. And he's like, well, now I have to see it. So
go watch it when it comes out.
Yeah. So we're going to do our ratings with 1 out of 3 for each category to get our overall scary rating. Alex, what did you have for yours?
Okay, for plot, I gave it a 1 out of 3. I gave suspense a 2 out of 3. I gave atmosphere a 2 out of 3. I gave villain a 0 out of 3, and I did not give it my extra special point for a total of 5 out of 13.
Ooh, didn't give it your extra special point. It's been a while since you've just flat out been like, no.
Okay, here's the thing. And it has nothing to do with the quality. I got flack for this in my Hocus Pocus one because I did not give Hocus Pocus my point. Despite it being my second favorite movie, it's just not scary. And that's where I'm at with Ready or Not. I just don't find it scary. So I didn't give it my point. It's not a bad movie. You know, we talked about how it's just not maybe the most rewatchable for me. In terms of quality, it would have gotten a point, but it just didn't because it's silly, it's funny, it's comedic.
That's true.
So there we are. But what did you give it?
I gave plot a 1, suspense a 1, atmosphere a 0, and villain a 1 and 1 extra point because I do still like it. I just don't know how often I would rewatch it at this point.
Atmosphere 0? That's crazy.
I mean, it's just a nice big house. So I'm kind of going in the whole nice big house direction for atmosphere.
I'm just surprised because even it's a nice big house, but it's a spooky nice big house.
Okay. Yeah.
I think so. I think the nighttime and the lighting and
I mean, personally, I agree. Like the quality is nice. I just don't find the location foreboding, I guess, is what I'm going with.
Interesting.
And then also, I am also kind of like scattering my points just so it's not like a 0, but villain, I don't necessarily think of the family as even that 1. I think of Mr. LaBelle as a 1, but he is so not in this.
Right. I gave these bitches a 0. I was like, I'm not afraid of you people at all. Right. 0.
And LaBelle is just a threat at the end because beforehand you're probably like, I don't even know if this is actually going to happen. So
exactly. No,
I so I'm just kind of like sprinkling the points out, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go as far as 5. This is a pretty house.
You get a point. But just 1.
But what's the other thing? What's that other thing in there? You get a car.
If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. And, of course, leave us a comment if you'd like us to cover any movie, and we'll do that for you.
You can find us on social media using 13 Degrees of Screams.
This has been 13 Degrees of Screams, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.